What's up guys, Aronius here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today's video is going to be pretty crazy because Raid has just dropped the reveal of their Duplicate Champ Solutions video. Now we still don't know when the duplicates are going to come out, when they're actually going to install the latest version of the duplicate system. But with this video, it's giving us information on what they're going to be giving to us in the future to come. So I'm going to play this video.
Hey everyone, and welcome.
And I'm going to give a little bit of a reaction to it.
Today we're going to talk about the new systems for helping you get the most value from your duplicate champions. As duplicate champions is a multifaceted issue, we analyzed a variety of situations and identified a few key issues that different groups of players face. And because there were a few different situations and issues, we had to come up with a few different solutions. Something that applies more to newcomers looking to progress quickly, something that may be more useful for mid-game players looking to make the step up, and something that will be more beneficial to end-game players with pretty bloated champion collections. We wanted to make sure there was a solution that everyone could potentially benefit from, no matter where they are in-game. Alright, enough talk, let's get into it. You all know the sparring pit in your bastion, where champions bash each other on the head to gain experience.
Interesting.
Well, it's getting an upgrade. The new Guardian Ring will still have all the functionality of the sparring pit inside, but it will also have a bunch of new mechanics, including faction guardians, champion empowerment, and champion unbinding.
Okay, so just kind of, this is nice that they're bringing in this sort of sparring pit where you have faction guardians, champion empowerment, champion unbinded, but I know a lot of people are not going to like the champion empowerments. Just from the sound of it, it sounds like they're going to be wanting us to take duplicates and push them into our other champions to upgrade them to make them stronger. Now obviously for the mid-game player and the early game player, you're not going to have any use for that because you probably don't really have many duplicates at all. Especially if you're a low spender or not a spender at all like myself. I only have one duplicate legendary and it's Tila Gormain. So for me, empowering my Tila Gormain might be beneficial for me because I want to see if she can actually do some damage, or maybe she has other utility that's going to help. Plus they did just recently buff Tila Gormain, so I'm interested in figuring out what this champion empowerment is. It's probably just putting champions inside of each other, but let's see.
You won't know what those are yet, but don't worry, I'll take you through them all. Let's start with the feature the ring is named after, Faction Guardians. The Faction Guardians tab will let you assign duplicate champions of different rarities to become Faction Guardians. This means they'll boost the stats of all champions of the same rarity in that faction. When you first visit the tab, you'll see a list of all factions. Tapping on any of the banners will bring up a new tab with the duplicate slots available. Each slot gives a stat bonus to all champions of that faction and of that specific rarity.
Okay, so just thinking about this, if you're going to have duplicate legendaries, now for early game players this is huge because for early game players, if you have rare champions, because it looks like it's based on legendary, epic, and rare duplicates, so it's nice that they installed this rare sort of category as well for the really early game players. So you'll get a lot of duplicates early and mid game of rares and epics, so it's good that they're not just thinking about the whales, people that have tons and tons of legendaries, but of course they do have a slot themselves. Now obviously if you're an early game or mid game, then you're only going to get a small, looks like a very small amount of speed as compared to end game. You're getting much more speed, which I'm sure will help boost the stats. If it's going to be for PvE and PvP, it's going to boost the stats of people in arena significantly, which is going to bridge the gap a little bit further from free-to-play and end game players. But let's be honest, people that are free-to-play like myself, we've never been in Platinum. So, and honestly, this might actually help people like myself to be able to get into Platinum. If you have a 320 speed Arbiter, now she's going to go to 330 speed potentially if you have duplicates. But again, it's kind of tough because most players like myself that are free to play, and obviously people who are watching this most likely are free to play, you're not going to have enough duplicates to even increase your speed to begin with. So interesting to see how that works out, or what people's thoughts are on that.
Bonuses, but faction specific instead of affinity specific. Slots are unlocked in order, so after you get your bonus to HP, you'll unlock the slots that can get you bonus stack, which will unlock the slots for defense, and so on. For example,
oh wow,
let's say
that's silly. So you can't just put it into speed. You have to unlock the next one. So like you have to have.
Say we have 2 Raglins. You'll be able to put them both into the first legendary Bannerlord slot and unlock a 10% HP boost for all legendary Bannerlords you own, including your
You have to have 10 duplicate legendaries just to get plus 10 speed.
If you also had a pair of Barons, you can put them in the second slot that was just unlocked to get an attack boost and...
Okay, here's why I don't like this. New players who are free to play, players who are very low spenders, are probably not going to have 10 duplicate champions. So this right here, so far, I'm going to have to rate it like a C, maybe a C+. I mean, it's good. If you don't care at all about PvP, let's just throw away PvP. Let's throw away Arena, because I'm assuming this is going to work everywhere in the game. Let's just say this only works for PvE. This is amazing. This is an amazing function. However, unless you're a whale, you're not going to have 10 duplicate legendaries. Put down in the comments below if you're 100% free to play and have 10 duplicate legendary champions. If you have 1 or 2, that's probably reasonable and understandable. Like myself, I literally have only 1 duplicate legendary champion right now, and it hurts really bad when you do get a duplicate as a free to play player. But guess what? You know, this will take forever to get 10 duplicates, especially for me, for legendary duplicates. I mean, it's going to take me like 2 more years to get duplicates like that. So that's kind of silly. But again, I'm not thinking about it from a PvP perspective just for that reason. I'm thinking from a PvE perspective more so, because PvP is going to be outrageous if this system goes through. But PvE will be a little bit better. But again, you're not going to have that many duplicate legendary champions if you're a low spender or you're not spending any money at all.
So on. As I mentioned, champions you make into Faction Guardians can still be used in battles. As long as you don't get rid of either champions, you'll get the bonus. And Faction Guardians aren't only available for legendaries. Epic and rare champions can also become Faction Guardians.
Right. Since you just have a much smaller. You just have a much smaller increase. But well, the increase is a little bit less depending on what section you're in. So like speed, resistance, and accuracy is less for rares, less for epics. I think the good thing is here, actually, I will have to give it like a B, because, you know, I spoke a little too soon there. Because these rare champions, if you have a ton of duplicate rares, you can increase their stats a significant amount, which would make them potentially on par with base level epic champions. And then the epic champions, if you have a ton of duplicates, then you're going to be on par with, or close to on par with, legendary champions. So honestly, I actually do like it a little bit now that I'm thinking about it, because you could upgrade your champions and make them very strong if they're epics, which is what I'm going to end up having to do, and make them almost as strong as legendaries. And this is also the case for people saying that rares, you can't use them in the game anymore. You know, epics, you can't use them in the game anymore. This is going to help us to be able to use and justify using epics and rare champions. So actually, I think this is good. I think this is a good thing, because obviously nobody's going to have legendaries unless you're a whale. You're not going to have 10 duplicate legendaries unless you're a whale. So let's just focus on, just take out that top slot. Just take it out of your mind if you're low spender or free to play. Utilize your rares, utilize your epics, make them stronger, make them compete with legendary champions, make them compete with epic champions. I actually do like this. I do.
You can still use them. For new players, this means you can boost the stats of your rare and epic champions and bring them more in line with the strength of standard legendary champions that you're having to fight against. If you don't have many legendaries yet, this can be a big help in closing the gap and winning some harder fights in the arena or the dungeons. For mid-game players, this flexibility will help you conquer the arena or beat some of the raid's tougher challenges, like some of the trickier secret rooms in the Doom Tower. And as your collection grows, you'll be able to benefit from some pretty sweet stat boosts if you manage to summon a couple of duplicate legendaries. For endgame players, this means you can have your cake and eat it too. You can get the stats boost from assigning some legendary faction guardians and keep your duplicate champion.
First thing I thought about, honestly, I don't know if any of you guys are millennials who were born in the early 90s, very early 90s. But the first thing I thought about when she thought about Cake was Trey Songz Cake. Go ahead and listen to that song if you haven't heard it before.
With this different artifact setup for a completely different role. And for everyone, no matter where you are in the game, bonus stats mean that all of you can be a bit bolder when experimenting with artifact setups. Okay, let's move on to our second option, Champion Empowerment. The principle is pretty simple. You select a legendary champion and feed them their duplicates to permanently empower them and give them a stat boost.
That's kind of cool.
Up to 4 times. But keep in mind that you'll permanently lose the champions you used to empower in others.
I just hope you'll be able to do it. I just hope you'll be able to empower your rare champions and empower your epic champions as well, and not just legendary champions.
Before you do it. Like we said, we limited it. So while they can get a nice boost, you can't make them into unbeatable monsters. We want to make sure it won't throw game balance off. We also realize there are a few champions you can't ever get duplicates of. Lydia the Death Siren, Gunlock Skyhide, Ura Soul Cage, and a few others. So that these powerful champions aren't left out of this feature, we've assigned other champions from their faction to act as their surrogate duplicates as far as empowering is concerned. For example, you'll be able to use Vizix to empower Lydia. Anyway, the entire list will be available in the game once the
I still haven't pulled a legendary Void.
Finally, we have the Champion Unbinded feature that is also exclusive to legendary champions. In this tab, you'll be able to permanently release your legendary dupes to get a special resource called life tokens.
That's
You'll
interesting.
lose those dupes forever, but you get a life token for giving them their life back. There's nothing fancy about the process itself. You choose a champion, triple check them to make sure you don't need them, then release them for your service to get a life token. From there, you go to the Token Trader tab and behold several shiny legendary champions that you can get using
Sir Nicholas?
tokens. Different legendaries will have a different price based on their power, and you only get each of them from the Token Trader once. With this feature, you'll be able to get rid of unwanted duplicates and choose a champion you do want from the Token Trader list instead. We're going to be making a variety of champions available from the Token Trader, including some you might have missed out on from Champion Fusion events if you weren't lucky enough to be playing Raid back then. Folly, Molly Tankard, Fushan, Minaya, and a few others will all be available. Oh, and it's the holiday season soon, so the very special, very jolly Sir Nicholas will be coming to town as well.
Okay, so I feel kind of half and half on this portion, because obviously it's great for players like myself or low spenders who are just, or people that are just getting into the game, people who just accidentally missed a fusion or a fragment summon. But obviously for the whales out there, they're going to hate this. I mean, why would they want to go back and get a... They probably already have Sir Nicholas. They probably already have Foley. They probably already have all of these champions that are going to be... Why wouldn't you just put the fusions and fragment summons in the bazaar? You know, where you can actually collect fragments for them, or find other ways of collecting fragments instead of creating another way. You know, there's too many ways to try to get these champions, but the fragments now, if you're getting the fragments, like Yannicka, for example, on your clan quest, that's a great way to get Yannicka. Why not just add these champions into the clan quest system, or that area where they can try to collect those champions? If they, for example, they have 85 of Sir Nick, and it's still sitting in there as 85 or something like that, who knows? But if it was a fragment summon and you only needed a few more, why can't they be put into the bazaar or in the quest, you know, area where you can purchase these, like Yannicka tokens and stuff like that? Yannicka fragments, excuse me. I don't know. I do like the idea. I think it's great, and I think it'll be great for newer players coming on board. And this is really going to be helping the newer player audience. So this is probably the best time for you to join Raid at this point. But for the pre-existing players, the players that have been here for a long time, they may or may not find this helpful. I like it because I don't have many of those champions.
Once you've had a chance to play with the new features, we'll be monitoring your feedback, as always. Until next time, Happy rating.
Okay. I mean, overall, I think it's a decent feature. I don't think it's horrible. I think it's okay. I don't think it's gonna hurt or break the game in any way. So overall, I really feel like, you know, it's definitely gonna help us with this game. It's not gonna hurt us at all. You know, it won't break the game. I do not believe that this system will break the game. It's possible that there might be new metas that come out because of this. I think overall I'm going to have to give it like a B plus rating. It just depends on how it all works when it actually comes out. I'm sure they're going to make some final tweaks at the end. Or it could be exactly as Cirilla said. It could be exactly what she's saying right now. If it is, this is only going to be a good thing for this game. It's not going to be a bad thing. I figured they were probably going to make tokens in order to get these champions. But again, if you are a low spender, if you are free to play, it's going to take you forever to get a legendary that you want, because I'm sure that those life tokens, I don't know if it's going to be just one life token for a new champion, and you have to crunch 4 legendary champions. I'm never going to get a legendary champion that I want. It's going to take forever. But if you're a whale, this is going to be awesome for you, because you can crunch 4 legendary champions, get your life tokens, and then you'll probably be able to choose your champion hopefully quickly. But I doubt that Plarium's going to do that. I think that what's going to happen is they're going to make the legendary champion that you want be like, I don't know, an outrageous amount, like 20 life tokens or something. Maybe they'll do 5 life tokens where you have to crunch 20 of your duplicates, but even that's kind of a little bit much in my opinion, but you never know. Another thing that I'm interested in knowing too is back during the video when it was playing, they talked about champion empowerment, and a question that I have for Raid for Plarium would be, you know, are those champions that are empowered, if you're facing off against them in PvP, because this system isn't even out yet, but if you're facing off against them in PvP, are you able to see that they are an empowered champion on the arena or the tag team arena screen? That's a very important thing to know, because if you know that they're empowered, they could end up potentially being epic champions are way stronger than your legendary champions, or the rare that are empowered could potentially be stronger than your group of non-empowered epic champions. That's going to be an interesting thing to find out as well. But we'll see how it all pans out. That's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment down below if you enjoyed watching this video. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and I can try to give you more content such as this. Also, if you would like to join the Discord, the link's going to be down below for you guys to join. Again, subscribe to the channel, and take care.